It's very good to be with my friends in Lebanon today. I'd like to speak to the exchange rate and currency crisis in Lebanon. On the black market, of course, everyone knows that the pound has again collapsed down to 10,000 against the US dollar. So we're talking about two different currencies here, one the Lebanese pound and the other the US dollar. Let me start by indicating that unless a currency board arrangement is installed immediately in Lebanon, I think there's a high probability that the exchange rate in Lebanon on the black market will go from 10,000 to the dollar to 15,000 to the dollar. So there's a good news message in there. You can stop the hemorrhaging of foreign exchange reserves, the collapse of the pound, and crush inflation immediately with a currency board system. The bad news is if you don't install a currency board, things are going to get worse. The exchange rate will collapse again, maybe to 15,000, and inflation will soar to higher levels than are being experienced at present. There are also many questions about the US dollar itself, and the most important price in the world actually is the dollar euro exchange rate. That is the most important price in the world. So the question is, where do I think that's going? I think the fair value of the dollar euro exchange rate is in the 120 to 140 range. That range comprises what I consider to be a fair value. Right now, the dollar, although it has depreciated over the last year from about 110 to the euro to its present 120 to the euro, the note, we're at the 120 range. That's a very strong end of my fair valuation range, 120 to 140. So the dollar is very strong. I think in the near term, it's going to remain very strong. And the reason for that is that the US economy is roaring back. Projections now by the Federal Reserve Bank in Atlanta, which has a very good record for projecting real growth of GDP in the United States, it has real growth up around 7% for next year. I should say this year. That's a very strong boom. And when you have a strong boom in the US economy, the dollar remains pretty strong. The US economy is much stronger than the economies in the Eurozone. So I think the dollar will stay on the strong side, maybe not right at where it is now. It's about 120, 121, but probably fairly close to it. The idea that the dollar is in a weak trend is not correct in my view. The dollar is on the strong end and stable. Thank you very much. Wishing you all the best in Lebanon.